So, I've been in the quest for a long time to get some good audio in my shop, and I don't know if not a lot of people watched it, but I made a really large subwoofer box that my dad gave me, and I put a car radio in it. You can check the video out. It's not very good, whatever. But I ended up getting rid of it. It was too big. It took up too much room. So the one thing that I've always wanted to do was make a boombox, like a reasonably sized boombox, and put CRT TVs into it to make the sine wave dance to the music. And I've done that before by putting a small CRT in my desk with a car radio and a couple speakers, and that worked for a while. But what really kicked this off was I found this guy. It's a tiny little CRT TV for like camping or whatever. It runs on 12 volts, which is perfect because so does the car radio. And that's what really kicked off the boombox idea, because I have another one in my desk already. So I can have one for each side. And this is also, I have played around with CRTs before. If you check my Instagram, there's some videos on there of when I made it out of a really big CRT TV. But the little ones make it perfect for boom boxes. Like the big ones are just really big and bulky because they were made for TVs. And they work, but they're just really big. So the small ones give me the idea of making a boom box with them inside. I'm also going to install some digital and analog VU meters. And if you don't know what those are, just stick around. You'll see what they are. I already made one, so I know the concept works. And I have this Walmart Special Pioneer car radio with some Pioneer, pretty cool Pioneer speakers. Picked those up for a deal at Walmart. And we're going to get started on making the box. The box is going to get fractaled, so it'll look pretty cool. It's got some metalworking, some woodworking, a lot of electronics. I think it'll be pretty sweet. So let's get started. So there's all the products that I'm going to be using to make the box. Since you guys have been so generous and have let me know how much you love my woodworking and how I do it, that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skip the whole process. I'm not going to show you a damn thing. I'm just going to make it. So that's what it started out as, and this is what it's ending as. Like that. So, this is super rough right now. I don't know if you can see all the drawings and everything, but this is everything that I have so far incorporated into the box. I decided to add this lip to kind of capture the light. I forgot the lights are on the speakers. God damn it. But yeah, there's going to be lights around the speakers. The digital VU meter right here, which will rise and fall to the music levels. The CRT will have a dancing sine wave right here. This squiggle line was me trying to mark the halfway point from here to here. And this right here is 9 inches. And from here to the outside of the bottom is 9 inches, but I didn't account for the 5/8 that I had to add to the side here. So I just squiggled it out. The speakers, there's going to be LEDs around here. Analog VU meter. Big power switch, dunk, the radio, and this lip, like I said, is going to capture the light, keep it in there. I ran out of wood, so I'm going to have to run to Depot eventually and get 2 more of these big boards so I can finish the top and the back. Like, this is all open on the back here, but for now, I can start cutting out everything that I have marked out so far. And then once all that is cut out, then I will finish the top and the bottom in the back, I mean, and I will fill all my holes with wood filler in the gaps in here and up here. I probably got to do some trimming, like right here is, if you can see, there's a gap here and here. Most of it I can fill, but other things I'll have to trim up and make things look better. But it'll all get wood filled, and then we're going to fractal it, stain it, polyurethane it, and then we'll install all the electronics. So let's do that. Okay, so we're going to start by cutting the speaker holes. Hopefully I don't break my wrist on camera. We got this big hole saw. I started off just by storing it, and then I marked out 3/4 of an inch out from the shell that goes over the speaker, and there's 8 that go around each speaker, so I marked them. And now we're going to start cutting stuff out. So here we go. Ow. I really don't want to hold it with one hand, but I know, I can already hear the comments. You're doing it wrong, you're gonna hurt yourself. Blocked the camera there for a second, but got the job done. Just do the same to the other side. Okay, so we got the, you can't see that. This is the analog VU meter. It's just a little meter movement with a needle that dances to the music. So we got the hole saw ready for the correct size. And just gonna get it started. That went a lot better than the big one, but I guess it's less torque, so that makes sense. Alright, now we're just going to start drilling holes for all the random bits and bobs. I'm going to do pilot holes for everything and then go back through and drill the correct size. So
first things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh, ooh. Second thing, second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my sea. Oh, ooh, the master of my sea. Oh.
Alright, so now all the holes are drilled, roughly at least. Now it's time to disassemble, cut out the CRT holes in the radio hole, and then I think it'll be time for me to, the power switch. I gotta drill that still, but yeah, I'm still gonna take it apart and start cutting out the rest of it. So here we go.
Your spirit to a dove, oh, ooh, your spirit up above, oh,
ooh. Alright guys, so now we're on to the drill press. Now I got a 1 3/8 Forstner bit, and that is because I have to take out a big chunk of this where the power switch goes, because right now it goes in, but it doesn't. I have to have threads that I can grab to put a nut on the other side of this, so we gotta take that down, and we gotta do the same thing for the LEDs. So bring this guy up.
Last days last by the grace of the fire and the flames.
Alright, so now the back of the boards look like this. And the flashing LEDs sit in there all nice and sunken in. I'll probably epoxy them. And the LEDs for the UV meter, they poke out maybe like a couple mil. And this one right here is a little bit uglier on both of these because the drill press couldn't get in there. So the last thing I want to do for prep on these boards is take the routing table and route an angle on the inside of this so that the CRT sinks in a little bit deeper so it's a little bit more flush with the front. Otherwise it would just be sunken back like that far. And I don't know, I don't really like that. So we're going to use the routing table to do that. Alright, we got the routing table set up. And I have this cove routing bit, so it should just put a nice curve on the inside of the wood. I put it on here, put a ruler up to the bearing. Seems like it's in the middle. Let's give it a shot. Hopefully I don't ruin my part.
This is me filling in the audio because the song already ended.
I had to break away. It doesn't go quite that deep. So, but that's a nice little cove, actually, which is what the routing bit's called. It's a 5/16 cove. And that should house the CRT pretty well. Now to do the other one. Alright guys, so as you can tell, maybe you can't, I don't know, I trimmed up the top and I sanded it so it's all one plane now, so that should eliminate some of the gaps around the top. I'm still going to have to fill in the gaps in between the two panels with wood filler, or plastic wood if you prefer. But I did a little bit of work off camera. I cut it down so it's a lot skinnier. I realized I didn't need, like, it was all the way out here. So I was like, I don't need all that room for the electronics. And this thing's already big enough. And I put this little cradle in there to hold the radio so it's pretty tight when it goes in. Let's see if I can. So this goes in here like this. And it's a pretty tight freaking fit. Yeah, so it definitely, even if I drop it or something, you know, it won't slide out. I was thinking about possibly putting some screws in the top just to kind of pinch the top of the radio. Something else that I added was these metal brackets. There's 3 of them because the wood panels weren't sitting perfectly in line with each other. They were kind of like offset this way and this way. So I made those metal brackets, countersunk them, and put some really short screws in there. There's 2 there, and there's 1 there, 1 there, 2 there. So right now what I'm waiting on is I decided that even though I'm going to fractal this and most of this open space right here will be taken up, I'm going to put 4 USB jacks that each one of the little modules runs on 12 volts. They light up with a red display showing you the voltmeter. So it'll say like 12.1 volts or whatever. And each one has 2 USB jacks. And then the rest, I might put like a KO Creations right here, like burn it into the wood. Or I might just fill it with Fractal. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, so once we get those USB jacks, we'll start filling this in with plastic wood and get going on it. guys, so it's time to put the second coat of plastic wood on. I drilled the freaking holes for the USBs too big, so I had to make a filler thing. So yeah, it'll look good once I wood fill it. So yeah, let's do that. Yes. Alright guys, so that's the box. Now, a couple of things that I know you guys are going to say. Pay attention to the grain, Kyle, you fucking idiot! Yeah, I didn't pay attention to the grain, so the grain is going this way, where this grain is going this way. But I think that looks kind of cool with like this little module and the USB jacks in there like that. But yeah, so I got rid of all the lines. It's all wood filled. It is time to fractal. So let's do that.
Rhythms come calling, rhythm play, with the music never leaves his mind. Man, music.
Okay guys, so time to fractal. I'm turning the fan on, so sorry about the wind noise. I'm doing this inside because I've had problems in the past with doing it outside during the winter. I don't know, like the water that you spray on the wood just likes to freeze. So, sorry if you came to this video for the fractaling. It's probably taken a while to get here in the video. So I'm spraying the water, or the wood, with water and baking soda. If my sprayer would work. I already sprayed it once, so I let the wood soak as much water as it could. And a couple of misconceptions that a lot of people have about me fractaling: I wear very thick rubber gloves. I do not spray live, so the power is not on when I spray, and I'm very careful, okay? Just leave me alone, okay? It's cool. So here we go.
And then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Working so hard like a soldier, can't afford a thing on TV. Deep in my heart I abhor ya. Can't get food for the kid. Good God, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to
Alright guys, so this is what it looks like after being sanded, or washed and then sanded. And then I just took this brush and kind of brushed out a lot of the sand from there. Unfortunately, the water doesn't react well with the wood filler. It kind of washed it out a little bit, but I don't want to risk getting any wood filler into the Fractal. So, and plus I think it looks kind of neat. It looks like it's kind of damaged and scorched. So I'm going to leave it. So I'm about to stain it, and while I'm at it, I'm going to make the top. And so this is what it looks like before and after that. So this is, I took the stain, I stained it, wiped it off as I applied it, and then once it dried, I took the sander and I kind of weathered it a little bit, so it looks kind of like an old rustic type thing. This side and the other side. I think it looks pretty neat. So it is time to start installing electronics. Ooh. So I have a few things to get ready before I can do that, but there are some things that I can install. So let's do that. Okay, so we're getting ready to set up the VU meter for this, I don't know, BoomBox or whatever you want to call it. I followed a tutorial on YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description. So this is all of the components that I ordered for the VU meter, 2 of them, because there's going to be one on each side. And I bought it all from Mauser. If you go on the item description at the video that I'm going to tag, he has it all on banggood.com, and it all comes from China, and just takes forever to receive the parts, and they're not really great quality. So I'm going to go through every component that I bought, because what he used is like variety packs of Zener diodes, LEDs, resistors, things like that. So I just bought everything that I needed. But those variety packs don't give you the part number that you need. So for the Zener diodes, they're 20 volt Zener diodes rated at 1 watt. And my part number is 1N4747 alpha. My resistors are wire wound through hole 1 watt, 680 ohms at 1%. And you can just do the search bar to find the type of resistor that you want, whether you want metal film, wire wound, carbon zinc. I think that's the type, I'm not sure. And then for the just standard diodes, he had 1N4005s. I'm using 1N4007s. They're just a little bit higher current. Just 100 microfarad, 25 volts, aluminum electrolytic capacitors, but I just call them aluminum. And then the LEDs. The only special thing about the LEDs is Mauser didn't have just straight yellow LEDs, so I had to get yellow/green, which means they have 3 leads coming off them. So I'm gonna have to do some experimenting to find out which lead will turn on the yellow. I'm doing 5 green, 3 yellow, and 2 red, I think. Is that 10? Yeah. Because it's a 10 LED driver. And then I just got some prototyping boards for putting the circuit on there. Because he built it as like a standalone structure, but I'm doing it on circuit boards, and the LEDs will have wires with shrink wrap mounted to them, because the LEDs are going to be in the mounted to the front panels of the speaker. My camera cut out on me, but that's the circuit. Minus the LEDs. It's pretty neat looking. The 2 pick-off points for the audio in is where the 2 caps touch in the middle, and at the end of these diodes here. So I just need to, I gotta check to see if I have enough shrink wrap to do the LEDs, and then we'll give it a test. I might have to grab some more shrink wrap. So yeah.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I haver, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm working, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. And when the money comes in for the work I do, I'll pass almost every penny on to you. When I come home, oh, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home to you. And if I broke, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's growing over you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm lonely, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely without you. And when I'm dreaming, well, I know I'm gonna dream about the time when I'm with you.
Alright guys, so that's what it looks like on the inside. It's pretty freaking hectic, but one second, there's crap all over my shop. This box has destroyed my shop. It's quite hectic in here right now, but that's everything. That's all the electronics. The only thing that's not working is the analog VU meters. I have to buy a different board. This is the board for the VU meters right here. And it runs on AC 9 volts, which I had a heck of a time trying to get working. So there is a 12 volt version of this board that I'm going to get, and I'll probably post like a speaker box completely done video, you know, later on when I get everything sorted about it. But here's my USB jacks. The main thing that I want to point out is that I saved a lot of wire by doing these rails. So this rail right here is split in half, and it's the right and the left side of the speaker. This is the positive from the power supply, the negative from the power supply, and then the same thing as this rail. This rail is cut by 5 and 5. So I have basically 10 attachment points for each side of the speaker, because everything on this circuit runs off of the speaker output. So I just used the front right and the front left. I tied both 12 volts together and just ran it to the power supply on these rails here. So the only note is every time I turn it on, I have to reset it resets the radio, so I have to go through the settings and everything, but I'll probably just leave it on whenever I'm in the shop. It's just like, you gotta click it like 3 times to get out of the menu. The VU meters, the digital VU meters, the boards are right here and right here. And the CRTs, I put this one in and it didn't turn on, and I was like, oh no, because I was really counting on that to turn on. I didn't even attempt to turn it on until I had it already installed, so I didn't know if I broke it or if it was just not working when I got it. But that one turned on fine. And yeah, so It looks like a mess, and I'll give you that. It is a mess. It's a huge mess, but it works. And I can still track everything. I used a lot of different colored wires and everything. Everything that goes to the speakers is heavy gauge wire, so there's going to be no problem with current draw. And as is, I'm not pushing the radio to its limits right now. It's not even close. So the next portion of this video will be the reveal. Yeah. If you guys made it this far, thank you so much. It means so much to me. My average view time is like 3 minutes, and all my videos are like 10-15 minutes long. This one is over a half hour long, but I hope you guys like it, and I hope I earned your subscription and maybe a like. So let's listen to some music, huh?
Well, Reverend, please come quick, 'cause I got something to admit. I met a man out in the sticks, a good old miss. He drove a Series 10 Cadillac and wore a cigar on his lip. Don't you know the devil wears a suit and tie? Saw him driving down the 61 in early July.
You're amazing, according to you, I'm a lucky lady. So why'd you lie to me? Why you cry to sleep? Goodness gracious, I'm replaceable. You say that I'm too crazy. I guess you were right. I guess you were right. My straight jacket's desperate. My straight jacket's desperate. I'm crazy just like Galileo.
Silhouettes on the ceiling. I feel excited, but at least I'm healing. You know I haven't slept since you left, but for me that's progress. For me that's progress.
Spend your whole life being graded, being told you're not enough, being told go find the one and sit and wait for death to come, but I don't want. I need to talk to God, there's things I just don't understand. Like who am I when no one's in the room? Who am I when no one's in the room? Does the voice in my head that talks me off the ledge belong to me, or does it come from the clouds? Who am I when no one's in the room?
Me laugh and collect those trophies because me deserve everything my music give me. Boy, I'm ruling the light like frisbee. The dream, family live that with me. All my life, me dream for who knows.
Land, cars, and bikes.
All my life.